I was on the plane today reading the biography of Langston Hughes, and I read it many years ago, but I was reading it again. And one of the things I love about that book is that he says that he never intended to be a poet. He was in school, and his classmates nominated him class poet. And he said, well, okay, I can do that. And sort of rose to the occasion of poetry as he might have other things. He wasn't trying to be a poet. But his friends said his names, they called his name and they said poet. He said, okay. And it just sort of happened in history like that. And I was thinking of my own life. Small town, South Carolina. In the 60s, my parents were civil rights workers. I saw in the black community in just people of great industry and hard work and trying to change what was and working all day at one job and then coming home and doing another job at night. And I thought, well, if I'm the children of these folks, what can I do? How do I participate in what I see going on around me? So I thought, well, I'll write. I wasn't trying to be a poet. I wasn't trying to win the National Book Award 50 years later. I'm glad that happened. But while I fell in love with writing and while I fell in love with storytelling, I wanted to do my part. That was really important. So in my church, I became known as the poet. A nation of perfect seams, marching all in place, all around Montgomery, Alabama, on the backs and hips of black and white alike. You answer him back, well, you may go on, sir, and do so. You are arrested on a Thursday. That night in Montgomery, Dr. King led the chant. There comes a time, he said, when people just get tired. He asked you to stand so your people can see you. You stand. You do not speak. The indelible blue ink still on your thumb saying enough. You think about the qualities of velvet, strength and sway, how mighty it holds the thread and won't let go. You pull your purse in close. The blue lights map out your thumb, blazing the dark auditorium. Because I wouldn't be a poet if my folks, generations back, had not fought to be literate and to, defied those laws to say we will learn to read and write, we will read the Bible, we will claim education as our, future. So I thought that's where I'll step. So that's where the beginning of the speech came. I had no idea, none. I was really writing from that place, and I was about to lose it on the stage anyway, because, the folks I was nominated with were my teachers in a way. Yusef Kamanyaka is like, I revere his work. He taught me so much as a poet. Audrey and Rich, come on. And so I felt like, because here I was at this moment in my life, and I could take my mother and father, 80 and 78, up the road to New York, to this, posh affair, and, show them a great time and be in that, be counted in that number. I didn't have to win. I had already won. But then I won one.